All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're going to break down the absolutely incredible 2025 financial results from Delta Airlines. And trust me, this is way more than just a bunch of numbers on a spreadsheet. It's really a story about smart strategy, amazing performance, and some really big bets on the future. So let's see how one of the world's biggest airlines is flying high. And there's no better place to start than with these words from Delta's CEO, Ed Bastian. He uses two key words here: differentiation and durability. And honestly, those are the exact themes we're going to explore, because they just perfectly set the stage for what was a truly historic year. So, to see exactly what he means, let's start with this first huge number: $63.4 billion. That is a record breaking operating revenue for the entire year. It's a massive figure that shows just how strong the demand for travel was, and maybe more importantly, how well Delta managed to capture it. Now, that incredible revenue, it turned into this: $5 billion in pre-tax profit. And again, this isn't just some big number, it's a super clear signal of the company's financial strength and its knack for operating efficiently, even when things get complicated. But here's what's really crucial. It's not just about profit. They also churned out $4.6 billion in free cash flow. Think of it this way. That's the actual cash they have left over after paying for everything. And that kind of cash gives them so much flexibility to pay down debt, invest in what's next, and of course, reward their team. So yeah, it is crystal clear that 2025 was a phenomenal record-setting year for Delta. The numbers are seriously impressive all on their own, but the really fascinating part is digging into how they actually pulled it off. And the answer is, well, it wasn't just about selling more tickets than ever. It was about fundamentally shifting their business model, selling smarter, and getting a lot more creative about where the money comes from. Okay, now this slide tells such an interesting story. Just look at this breakdown. A full 60% of Delta's revenue came from what they call high-margin streams. That's everything besides a standard economy ticket. We're talking premium cabins, their loyalty program, even cargo. That kind of mix makes them so much more resilient. And this right here illustrates that strategy perfectly. Get this, while revenue from the main cabin actually dipped a little bit, revenue from premium products shot up by a solid 7%. It just shows a very clear and very successful focus on attracting customers who are willing to pay more for a better experience. A massive piece of that high-margin pie comes from their partnership with American Express. In 2025 alone, that relationship brought in a staggering $8.2 billion. That's all from people spending on their co-branded credit cards. I mean, what an incredibly powerful engine for revenue. And here's another huge tailwind for them. Corporate travel came roaring back. Business flyers, the ones who are often less sensitive about price and more likely to book those premium seats, they returned in a big way. And as you can see, it looks like that trend is only going to continue. Of course, financial success like this, it doesn't just happen in a vacuum, right? It's built on a foundation of running a tight ship and the dedication of over 100,000 employees. So let's see how that played out. The results really do speak for themselves. I mean, just look at this list of accolades. Most on-time U.S. airline for the 5th year in a row? Check. Number 1 for business travelers? Check. But what's really telling is they were also ranked as one of the best places to work. That shows you just how much their internal culture is a huge part of their success. And the company didn't just talk the talk, they walked the walk. Delta shared that success directly with its people, paying out $1.3 billion in profit sharing. Now that is a powerful way to recognize the team that made these record results happen. So after a truly historic year, the big question is, what's next? You gotta wonder, can they keep this momentum going? Well, if you ask Delta's leadership, the answer seems to be a resounding yes. Just look at their own forecasts for 2026. The outlook is super optimistic. They're projecting earnings per share to grow by about 20%, and they expect to keep generating billions in free cash flow. This is definitely not a company that's planning to just sit back and relax. So to make sure that future is secure, Delta is making one of its biggest investments yet. And they're not just thinking about next year. No, they are looking decades down the road. And that massive investment is in their fleet. They've officially placed a huge order for the next generation of long-haul aircraft. This is a multi-billion-dollar decision that's going to shape the airline for years and years to come. And once again, the CEO, Ed Bastian, just frames this perfectly. Like he says, This isn't just about buying new planes. It's a core piece of their long-term strategy to give customers a better experience, become more efficient, and get those older, less efficient jets out of the sky. So let's look at the details. They've signed a deal with Boeing for 30 new 787-10 Dreamliners, and they have options for 30 more down the line. And as you can see from the timeline, these amazing state-of-the-art planes will start showing up in 2031, completely modernizing their international fleet for the next decade and beyond. And all this leaves us with one final thought. Delta has laid out a really clear, ambitious, and financially powerful flight plan. They are investing billions to control their own destiny. But as we all know, the journey for any global airline is never without potential turbulence. So the question remains, what unforeseen challenges, whether they're geopolitical, economic, or something else entirely, could disrupt their path?